A few moments later.
Yeah, more like 18 months later. We have a waterfall. And you know what? I like it more than I was expecting to. Looking at it dry for so long, I was starting to really criticize my work. I didn't like some of the little details about it. I think probably we're all, in many ways, our own worst critics. But looking at it now, I like it quite a lot. There's probably a few things I'll change a little bit. But the pump's running, water's flowing. I've been working on this for so damn long. It just feels so good. I cannot tell you how good it feels to hear the sound of that water running. It's a weird feeling. I've never felt like this about a home improvement project before. I had no idea how hard this was going to be getting into this project. Second guessing myself at every venture, every turn. Constantly feeling like I might be doing something wrong. To finally get to, we're not at a finish line, right? There's liner everywhere still. I've got to clean up all these edges. I got to plant it, build a patio, but it's there. I'm gonna quit yapping. Let's go look at this thing up close. So there it is. Again, like, even though I really love it, the only things, some of the only things I see right, not the only things I see, but like some of the things I see right now is a few of the things that I don't like, which is I use these really thin flagstones, which that's like the only stuff I could find that I thought looked like as close a match to the type of natural stone we have around here, which is this basalt stuff. Well, this stuff, this flagstone, I don't remember what it's called, but when it's dry, and this is dry, they look pretty close together. But when the basalt gets wet, it turns a dark gray. And I didn't really think about that because this stuff does not change color. So what we have is like kind of two different color rocks. I think once algae grows on it and kind of naturalizes a bit more, that's going to change up. I also have some ideas. I have some ideas to like divert flow just a little bit so that I can add little pockets inside of this where I can plant stuff. I'm gonna have to find some plants that really like fast moving water. I know we have some, I don't know much about them. But yeah, all in all, I'm pretty darn happy. I love all the different directions, the different types of, there's no drop in this waterfall that's more than, from there to there is probably 8 inches. I'm loving how the water, this big, huge rock, initially when I was first designing this and first setting the rocks over here, I set this one giant flat rock here thinking that was going to be the one and only spillway. I am so glad that I changed my mind. I saw a post on Facebook of a guy with a flagstone waterfall out of his bog that was kind of wide and was kind of just stair step down. I thought, that doesn't look quite right, but I can see a vision for how it, for my pond. It didn't look quite, it looked amazing on his. So it didn't look quite right for my pond. But I took some of I took the concept that he had and modified it a little bit, and I really, really like how it turned out. It doesn't look like the types of falls that you see on every other pond where you've got your typical frame rock spillstone, and it steps down and changes directions. I like the just kind of gushing out of here. Right now, so I have a variable speed pump. I think I showed you in the previous video. It's hiding over there right now behind that liner. It's running at full bore. I think I'm probably doing a little bit less because the cistern's not totally full right now. So when I think about total head pressure, it's probably pumping around 6,000 to 6,500 gallons per hour, probably closer to 6,000 when it's full. I turned this on the other day. I was gonna do like a whole I was gonna do a whole like reveal of this where we could both experience the waterfall at the same time, and I could kind of have my initial reaction at the same time that you guys got to see it. But it didn't work out that way, and that's fine, because what happened was I ended up firing it up for a test run, getting all ready to do, you know, this reveal, and the pump, it was working, but it wasn't pumping anything. And I kept checking things that I thought could be wrong, and just nothing was happening. I was getting frustrated. Like my wife was like waiting on me to finish so that we could go do something. Like my toddler was like a little bit grumpy, and I'm just like, damn it, why won't this work? So I went inside, got a snack and went to the bathroom or something, and I came back out on the deck, and I'm like, what the heck is that noise? And I came out and I see this. So I think what happened is the water level in the bog was real low, and it just took a long time for the pump to fill it up from the cistern and start gushing out. So I just came out and didn't even expect to see it running, and here it is. Anyways, I'm just kind of in a real state of happiness right now. Elation, you might call it, to see this going. Feels really good. There's still a ton of work to do, but all the work left to do is little bits of work. Even though it looks crazy around here, crazy unfinished. You know, each one of these big, you know, sections of bare liner I can see is just, you know, a couple hours of work here, a couple hours of work there. We are most of the way there. I got a lot more I could talk about how I, you know, fixed a little area here. You can see this gravel back here. I'm just yapping at this point, so feel free to go watch another video. But like the interface between this big boulder, that's the backdrop for this one, is spilling off. Water was just going down behind it, even as I foamed it up really, really good. Tried to seal it off really well. Couldn't get it to work at all. It also looked like crap. What I ended up doing is I learned, you know, I watched some more videos of the pros building, and I learned about bib liners. And so I took a section of liner and chopped it up and just filled it in, and I caulked it. I used Loctite PL30 roofing caulk, which is like the caulking of choice on the pond forum. I could do garden pond forum. Everybody loves that stuff there. And then I caulked the bib liner to the rocks to try to make it a little bit more watertight. And then I just covered it with some river rock. And I think it looks really good. Again, there's like little changes I think I'll make over time to maybe redirect a little bit of water one way or another. Make a little spot to put like a plant that might grow into the falls a little bit. But all in all, I'm pretty darn happy. Oh, and here's one other thing that I thought was wrong with my waterfall that I've decided is not wrong, and I'm actually quite happy about it. Let's see if I can show you from here. I can't without getting my feet all wet right now, but back here is just some gravel. I'm just gonna step in the water, who cares? Ugh. Back here, you can see this water coming down, and I've got it foamed up right here, and some of this water is leaking back. You can see water level. In fact, I don't know if you can see that. I can't tell from the sun. There's water down there. When I first ran the waterfall with just my little utility pump, I was thinking, okay, I'm gonna need to fix that. Actually, you know, there's some water getting in back there. I'd rather having it go over the falls. But actually, I'm gonna leave it that way because I'm gonna step back over here to show you. This is kind of I'm gonna have a few sins to hide in this waterfall, in this whole pond really. And this is one of them. I don't have much space to work with back here, and any rocks I put in back there I don't think will look great. Once I trim this liner, you won't see most of that, but there'll be like a little pocket here that I need to figure out what to do with. Having just a few inches of water there and the ability to backfill with more river rock, I can find some plants, or just a plant even, that can bush out there and just kind of grow into this area and just soften all of this rock work in here. I think it's gonna look really good. And that's what I'm gonna do all over the place. Wherever I can find little spots where the foam isn't holding all of the water, and maybe little trickles or trickling into rock work somewhere. You know, it's not part of the waterfall, but water's escaping the waterfall and kind of getting through into other areas of the rock work. I can kind of dam it up a little bit, and plant in it. And check this out. Our first bog plant. Can you see that in there? I'm just gonna zoom in real fast. A little volunteer decided to pop up between these rocks. All right, this video is 10 minutes long. I've been yapping too long. You guys get the picture.